China's $6 billion mega railway just cuts straight through the jungles of Laos. To the outside world, it might seem like a modern marvel, but on the ground, it's a project that's dragging an ancient, untouched culture into the future, literally overnight. After traveling across China for a week to uncover as much truth as I could about the country's rapid expansion, my journey brought me to the border, where I realized one of China's most ambitious projects right now isn't actually inside its own borders. It's right here. So many Chinese tourists now, right? Yes. With the train. How do people feel about so many Chinese people coming?
For the Lao people, sometimes it's so busy, so many people, and for Chinese, some group is so loud.
I spent 7 days traveling along what some call the New Iron Silk Road to see the reality of this massive expansion on the ground. More than anything, I wanted to find out, is this $6 billion train building a sustainable future for Laos? Or is China quietly taking over? Ni hao! Chinese hotel, yeah. Chinese restaurant, Chinese shop. Wow, everything Chinese. To understand the true scale of what's happening here, I'm taking this train twice. First, we're crossing the border from southern China where I am now, straight into the boomtown of Vang Vieng, and then afterwards we'll ride from Vang Vieng through the mountains to Laos's ancient capital of Luang Prabang. But what's extra interesting for me is that this is actually my first time ever stepping foot in Laos. So I'm not just observing this massive geopolitical shift from the outside. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate a country that's quite literally changing beneath my feet. It's a journey from sterile high-speed train stations to abandoned CIA airstrips, from tubing to ancient temples next to street food carts, and deep into the jungle. All to answer what this $6 billion railway is actually doing to the soul of Laos. But to see all of that, first I needed to get out of China. This line runs from the city of Kunming in southern China down to Vientiane, the capital of Laos. Though it started operations in December 2021, it's actually part of a much bigger plan to eventually connect China to Bangkok and even Singapore. Today I'm boarding in Xishuangbanna near the Lao border and heading all the way to the town of Vang Vieng in Laos. Since I booked my tickets online, I've just got to pick up the actual paper ticket. Luckily I'm here a little early. First class cost about $60 US, second class was around $43 US. The ride itself is only about 3 hours, but with border procedures thrown in there, it's closer to 5. For being a small city, Xishuangbanna's train station still is able to give you that, wow, this is a huge place feeling. And boarding has commenced. The gates have opened. You just scan your passport actually. You don't even really need to show the paper ticket. Apparently the paper ticket is actually just for the Lao authorities. And here the train comes. Most Chinese fast trains actually have an even nicer business class, but this international train to Laos only has first and second class. Going for it. Let's see if Google Translate works well. The ride down to the border may be short, but you start to feel the culture clash almost immediately. Now, the same thing is behind me. This part of the journey is going to be pretty short though, right around an hour, because the town I boarded in is the last stop before the border crossing stations. As we sped along, there seemed to be more and more industry and agriculture out of the window. So, a little bit more views now that we're getting close to the border. Just about time to get off the train and do a little check at Mohan border crossing. It felt like the whole train was ready to go long before we pulled into the first border crossing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to arrive at the Mohan station.
The same announcement was played in 3 languages over and over, but the basic idea is that you can't leave anything on board at the border crossings because you have to go through customs with all of your belongings.
We're going to arrive at the Mohan station.
This was my first time crossing a Chinese land border, and I was a little bit worried that it might not be as smooth as what I'd experienced at Chinese airports. So the border crossing over here is actually pretty fast. For kind of obvious reasons, I didn't film anything, but the whole thing took me about 10 minutes, and now my wife and I are some of the earlier ones over here. It's supposed to be about 52 minutes over here at the Chinese border, and then another 52 minutes down the way at the Lao border. And back to the train. Now just a short little ride. I think it's something like 10 kilometers over to Boatloads station, which is where you do all the Lao border control stuff. We pulled into our second border crossing to what initially felt like it might be a repeat experience. But things were a lot different than at the Chinese border crossing. That line was a lot slower than leaving China, but our train's boarding. So let's get back on. The whole experience had really shifted though. Perhaps it was just that a week in China had got me really used to the place. But this was the same exact crowd as at the other station, and somehow the energy was completely different. Back to the train. You can see that second class is a lot more packed than first class too. I'll have to do a more thorough exploration of the train now that we've actually got a few hours of travel ahead of us. Soon enough, we were bolting through the countryside again, just in a different country now. Alright, and we're now hitting our first station over in the country of Laos, and someone's coming around with the food cart now. My only issue though is that I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay with WeChat or something. I have very limited Chinese cash and no Lao cash. And well, this is all my Chinese money. I don't have any Lao money and it's not enough to really buy anything. This is what you could buy, but I've got to just do a little bit more of an investigation here. It seems improbable that there'd be all these Chinese people on the train. They wouldn't be able to pay with at least WePay, the most common way of paying in China, or Alipay at least. I don't know. Let's see. Oh man, so many economy class carriages here. Alrighty, and here's the food place. I was hoping maybe to be able to buy something salty.
Do you have 16 yuan?
Yeah, I have.
16 yuan.
I don't know, 1.6. Yeah, 1.6.
Only one.
Only that. Alipay also, no?
No.
谢谢.
谢谢.
Wrong language. Lao language? Yeah. Or Chinese only.
Lao only.
How do you say thank you?
ขอบใจ
Kapjai. Okay. Kapjai. 谢谢.
ขอบใจ
Kapjai.
谢谢
You're riding a $6 billion technological marvel, but you can't pay with a payment app or a card. At times it feels like a high-tech train running on an analog reality. The journey on to Vang Vieng is just about another hour, but it's already becoming hard to imagine that I woke up in a different country today. Now things look so different from China. More rural, even more vast, and at least for now, less familiar. The views are incredible here. I mean, Laos. Crazy rock formation mountains on one side, agriculture and the distant river on the other, more rock formations. And I'm really, really interested to see what this country is like. Getting there was just one little part of the journey. It's really all about the next 7 days that I'm about to spend in Laos.
We are now arriving at Vang Vieng Station. Please go to the front door and
Vang Vieng. From the new train station over to the actual town is far enough that you don't want to walk. Since a private taxi is about the same price as 2 seats in shared transport, we called one in the local rideshare app. Soon enough, the driver showed up in a brand new Chinese-made vehicle. Chinese hotel, Chinese restaurant, Chinese shop.
Chinese shop too. And yeah, it's Chinese.
Wow, everything Chinese. Okay. Wow. And before we knew it, we were in the heart of Vang Vieng. First off, let's address some uncomfortable facts. During the Vietnam War, this was known as Lima Site 6, one of the secret airstrips used by Air America, the CIA's airline operating in Laos. My home country, the US, dropped millions of tons of bombs on Laos, and even today, the State Department issues severe travel warnings about coming here. To make matters even worse, the US government recently imposed a full entry ban restricting citizens of Laos from visiting the US at all. But walking these streets, you wouldn't know it. Despite the history and the politics, the people here are incredibly welcoming. Later today, I'm actually going to get in on some of the local action, which I'm not entirely convinced is a great idea, but first we've got to get there. So beyond this airstrip, what's Vang Vieng actually like now? Where I'm headed today turns out to be a pretty good clue about what Vang Vieng is becoming. But first, the walk there is the perfect chance to get a feel for the place itself. Plenty of businesses catering towards experience. You can see that's written in Chinese, that's in Korean. And nearly every time you have a Lao flag, right next to that Lao flag is a hammer and sickle flag. This is one of the world's 5 remaining communist countries. But we're now walking down to a southern part of the town where there is a cave. But at the center of communities all throughout Laos, you'll find temples. This one towards the edge of town is one of 5 in Vang Vieng. With the city and mountains in the backdrop, this temple is quite the sight to see. It looks like they've got a little bit of construction or renovation or something going on, but just like in Hong Kong, the support beams are actually made out of bamboo. When we stopped by, it was incredibly quiet. You can see at least the ritual I'm familiar with involved in Buddhism is lighting of the incense and then leaving gifts. So the walk out of town continued, but it felt even more laid back than before. It was lunchtime for nearly everyone around town. And you know, it's getting to be lunchtime for us too. I just happened to notice this place walking around, so let's give it a try. This is the menu you get to choose from. 1 chicken, 1 beef, please. Thank you. It's 40,000 kip per dish. That's about $2. And here we've got 1 chicken and 1 beef soup. Aha. Thank you. There's also a ton of toppings right there. Tasty. This is a peanut sauce. And this here has got to be the local Lao pepper. No clue what it's called, but it's a chili. It's got a kick. And now with all these toppings added into the soup, it's even more flavorful. Lao food's pretty tasty at first glance. Very similar to neighboring countries in a lot of ways, but it's also got a bit of a unique flavor going on, especially with that peanut sauce. This place is just a family-run place. I guess that's the family on the wall over there and some pictures. And it reminded me and my wife of just how dusty Vang Vieng seems to be. Like you can see the dust up on the plastic overhang stuff or on that Pepsi sign. So that's 115,000 kip in total. Thank you. And what is this? We are now on the World Happy Street, written in Korean and Chinese. That massive building that looks like it could be a temple is actually a pub, Top One Pub. That does seem a kind of strange place to have a pub. And quick enough, we found ourselves on a Lao country road, already out of the city, walking over to a cave. Every time a car drives by, it gets so dusty here. And here we're making it up to the Nam Song River. You've got to cross this bridge to get to the cave that we're going to. And none of this kind of stuff is for free here. But I think the entrance fee is only about 20,000 kip. Oh, 22,000. Hello. 22,000 now, right? You have change?
Yeah.
Do you have many visitors today?
No, not too many, maybe 10.
Oh, wow, okay. Where do they mostly come from?
From Vietnam.
Khop Thai. Thank you. That's it? Okay. So here, this bridge that I'm on just takes you over the Nam Song, the river right here. And look at those formations. Crazy. There used to be a more good-looking, I guess, red or orange hanging bridge here, but it seems they've torn it down and then just built that. That bridge really just looks like a temporary one. And how strange. Not on the Mekong River, but it says Mekong, Tam Chong, Vang Vieng. Hello. Why does it say Mekong when it's not on the Mekong River?
Just the name, and then Tam Chang is like the cave up there.
Tam Chong is the cave, but
Yeah.
Mekong,
Yeah.
different river though.
Yeah, different level. I don't know why they put Mekong.
Okay, cool. Thank you, brother. Appreciate
No
it.
problem, man.
See you.
Have fun.
Thanks, I appreciate it. That was already more than 10 tourists walking by just now. There's like a whole food market before you get to the cave here. And there's actually a whole swimming area over here. I didn't even know this coming here, not at all. There's a ton of different places that they call blue lagoons right around Vang Vieng. Freshwater, blue, and good for swimming. I'm really wondering if this guy's gonna jump into the water from way up there. He definitely did it. What a cool little area. Really, I just was not expecting for this to be here. I was only expecting to go in the cave that we're about to go into. So maybe 75 stairs to go? Let's see. Sabadi. And climbing up here, the mountainous rock layers, I guess to call them. I don't know what to call them. They just look very unreal. It's very cool. There's vines growing throughout. Please do not defecate or urinate in the cave if you violate this. You will be fined 1 million kip. That's kind of crazy. That's actually less than $100 US, but the cave. It's a pretty big cave up here in the mountains. And it goes quite some ways. You can take a nice walk in here. It's not as cool as I thought it'd be though. Caves like this are actually one of the reasons people started coming to Vang Vieng in the first place. Long before its party reputation, this part of Laos was known for having hundreds of caves hidden in the mountains. Going further back in the 1800s, the Tam Chang cave was used as a bunker during Chinese invasion. And this cave is really significantly larger than I expected it to be. You've got perhaps a kilometer and a half worth of walking paths. The further in you go, the thicker the air starts to get, and it's become really intensely humid. Danger. Can't go over there. After making my way through the cave and getting back down the mountain, it felt like the perfect time to try something Laos is famous for. In addition to there being caves up in the mountain, there's also caves down in the water. The water is not all that warm, and as you can see behind me, the rules. Basically, whoever owns this land is not at fault if you have any accidents in the cave. This kind of stuff is why I always recommend having travel medical insurance. In case you need some, I left a link for you down in the description. Wish me luck. And it really just keeps going and going. Activities like tubing have long been a part of the Vang Vieng experience. But about a decade ago, the mix of river activities and heavy partying forced the government to step in and introduce new regulations. In 2011 alone, 27 tourists died here from drowning, injuries, and alcohol or drug-related incidents. The changes have helped the town move on from some of that reputation, though even recently, deadly incidents involving tainted alcohol have brought attention to the town's past. But navigating an underwater cave with nothing but a rope and a tube is a completely different experience. And one last thing I nearly forgot to point out here is that right now I'm actually walking under an overwater temple. And these boats are like in full ni hao, full-fledged operation right now. But as we walked through the edges of town, things felt almost as slow as they did during lunchtime, at least for a while. Now for a little bit more of what I had in mind of being a classic Lao bridge back over the Nam Song. And I'm a little surprised about the river. I see someone's like picking up maybe some kind of food or just grabbing rocks from it. I'm not really sure what. But though it does seem to have a really strong current, in many places it's not that deep at all. And I'm not even sure if a camera is capable of showing you just how beautiful this place is with all of the mountains surrounding it, especially as the sun is about to set. And well, you wouldn't expect this on a river. I mean, probably not. There's a sand beach right here. But right next to that is what lured me to this area initially, the boats. And it seems like this time of day is a really nice one to be exploring because all the hot air balloons start popping up in the sky, and there are really a ton of those balloons flying right now. And just the amount of boats I've seen over here is kind of insane. I mean, you can see it's just literally busloads, or better said, maybe train loads of tour groups. They all go up and down the Nam Song. So it's probably safe to say the river here isn't just for adventure anymore. It's also become the center of a huge tourism boom. But like in a lot of places that grow quickly, not every project ends up being completed. Looking back across the river, you can actually see a number of abandoned construction projects. You could basically say that this town has a history of wild boom and bust cycles. There are abandoned construction projects all over the place. Many locals mentioned to me that at least some of them were left behind by Chinese companies. But the truth seemed to be, in many cases at least, that nobody actually knew who had abandoned the buildings. But most if not all of those buildings were abandoned long before the train route was even opened. So they kinda just feel like a reminder of the past, while the new train route means a significant new wave of verified investment is pouring in. After all of the different identities Vang Vieng has had, it seems now with its new train connection, it's kind of heading towards becoming a resort town. So just exactly what is Vang Vieng like at night? Well, there's lots of street food cooking. Things are happening at their own not too fast pace. And I just happened across this night market. But this is like the quietest, calmest night market I think I've ever been to. It's a very, very calm night market. And this street I'm walking down is basically the main street of Vang Vieng, at least in terms of businesses, especially restaurants. And believe it or not, just over behind these buildings here is the CIA runway where I started this video off today. And there are actually so many Chinese people that visit here that I guess some of them liked it enough to move here. And you can get some Chongqing noodles. Looks like they've got a pretty simple menu here. I'm really thinking beef noodles, number one, is what I'm gonna get though. Ooh, and maybe some dumplings. And some beef noodles. Let's try the beef. It looks slow cooked. And it's kind of cool, you can pay with WeChat here, Weixin Pay. But when it comes to food, you've really got tons of different choices just on this main strip, and then many more beyond. For only having 25,000 residents, there are a lot of restaurants in this town. This is the place I'm staying at. The next morning, I woke up to construction. So it's a pretty well-priced little hotel here. They've even got some kind of, well, it's not a Sunday market, it's not a Saturday market. Today's a Wednesday, it's a Wednesday market. Your stay comes with breakfast too. Lots of fresh fruit, mango juice, instant noodles, and a view. And it's really kind of crazy. Yesterday there was a house there. They're tearing it down really fast. Who knows what's going to be there tomorrow? But this is definitely just a meager local place. And it costs about $25 or so a night to stay here, so. This was going to be our last day in Vang Vieng, and there was one thing left that Rasa and I had been eager to try. And when it comes to food in Vang Vieng, you really can't talk about food here without talking about all of these stands, most of which are called Big Mama and then something. Big Mama 1, Big Mama 2. Here's Big Mama Nok. They do stuff like roti, sandwiches, kind of like a Vietnamese banh mi, I think, if you're familiar. Everything on the menu is between about $1 and $3 US. Egg, banana, coconut. It smells really good. And it's all made fresh to order. You can just see all the ingredients are just here. We just ordered 2 sandwiches and a roti. I assume roti is kind of like the local version of saying the word roti. Ooh, coconut sauce is going on. Some kind of special powdered sugar, I guess. Ooh, and it's ready to go. Oh, so beautiful. Thank you. And now the chicken for the sandwiches is cooking. And now you can see there's some bacon cooking in there, and the chicken just goes in the sandwich. And the sandwich stays there, gets nice and humid while everything else is cooking. This really seems to be street food at its finest. Look at those onions. And then some cheese on top. Beautiful sandwich. Big avocados. And some mayo on top. And I got some chili sauce on mine. Damn, that's a fine sandwich. It's $1.30. Yes. Okay, perfect. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye. And all that food, just 130,000 kip, which translates over to about $6 US. That's a big, fresh, tasty looking sandwich. Let's give it a try. Wow, the bread is crunchy, even crispy. The chicken tastes like coconut. The whole thing is delicious and super fresh tasting. And the local banana coconut roti. Looks pretty eggy and oily. And it's really fried to a brown or at least golden crisp. It's a little bit like if you took like a French crepe and then just fried it, you know, immersed it fully in oil instead of just putting it on top of the hot stove thing. Eggy, coconutty, banana-y, pretty good. But it looks like I'm in for another beautiful day of weather. For a place once known mostly for partying and backpackers drifting down the river, Vang Vieng now feels like a town slowly drifting towards something new. At the same time, China's recent impact on the town was hard to avoid. But to see the true scale of this $6 billion project, we have to keep moving. We're heading north to Luang Prabang, which might just be one of the most beautiful cities anywhere in Southeast Asia. But first, we needed to actually get to Luang Prabang. From the town of Vang Vieng where we started our day, it's either a 6-hour bus ride or a 1-hour train ride, and they're both about the same price. The choice was clear, but we must have been traveling on a busy day because the station was just packed. If Vang Vieng is the boom town, Luang Prabang is the heritage. And it's important to point out, it isn't just foreign tourists using this railway. For local Lao people, this train cuts a grueling, bumpy 6+ hour bus ride down to a smooth 1-hour trip. In that sense, it's a massive domestic upgrade. But it also dumps thousands of people a day into an ancient city that wasn't built for that kind of volume. Once on board, let's just say not everyone was in chill mode. But soon enough, we were off, zooming through the Lao countryside. Today's train journey is just an hour or so ride, but in Luang Prabang, the train station is very far from the city. The main transport options are shared minivans and tuk-tuks or a taxi. For 2 people, a taxi is about the same price as a minivan or tuk-tuk. Thank you. So okay if I take the front seat? Okay, thank you. I knew we were in for a relatively long ride, so I thought I'd get some views, but I ended up getting some interesting conversation too. We came from Vang Vieng today, and it's hot there.
Oh, right.
27 degrees.
Oh, here since last night. It's cool. How long are you stay Luang Prabang?
5 days.
Oh.
Not long enough, right?
I think 5 days is good. Not too big city, just in the city and somewhere outside to visit. Like waterfall, the cave,
right
outside.
Yep.
In the city, some temples.
Yeah. What is your name? Sorry.
Saipon. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
This trip is many people.
All from China.
Oh yes.
Almost.
Big group.
Yeah, this is China. Here is so many Chinese tourists now, right?
Yes.
With the train.
Yes.
When did the train open, Luang Prabang?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. And did everything change? Many more tourists came, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Many things changed.
Okay.
Like many hotels, many restaurants.
Was it calmer before?
Yeah.
How do people feel about so many Chinese people coming?
For the Lao people, sometimes it's so busy, so many people, and for Chinese, some group is so loud. Lao people is not like that. It's
No.
Quiet people.
Lao people are very calm.
Very different. Yes.
Yeah. Are you from Luang Prabang? Born here?
Actually, I born in the north of Luang Prabang,
Okay.
but I came here many years ago. Now I live here.
Okay.
Yeah. I born in Muang Noi, only 140 kilometers from here. It's very nice nature and a very nice place for visit, like a trekking. Buffalo.
Water buffalo.
Yes.
Okay.
On the way to Guangxi Waterfall, they have a buffalo farm for visit, and they also have buffalo ice cream also.
From the milk.
Yeah.
Nice. And the local people like buffalo milk, or?
Actually, it's not too much for buffalo milk, but unique but expensive, more than cow.
Okay. People have come from Thailand to visit as well, right?
Yes.
So close by.
Yes, because Thai like visit Lao because they understand Lao language. Also Lao and can understand Thai language. It's very similar language.
Sabadi, Suadi.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Lao people understand and can read Thai language around 90%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Almost same, but not the same.
Yeah.
That's nice. With English, you cannot understand, I don't know, German or Dutch. No, it's too different. How did you learn so much good English?
Actually, I practice with customer at my work. Before I work at a hotel and restaurant. It's many years.
Okay.
And sometimes that I have free time, I been to practice and learn at the small classroom.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So before you worked in the hotel for many years?
Yes.
Now only driving or also another job?
Only drive.
Okay.
Yeah, because this job gives me flexible time. Sometimes I can take care of my children. Also, I have 2 children.
2? Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
If I work at the hotel, sometimes I don't have time to take care of them to school. Sometimes. Yeah.
I understand. How old are they?
My daughter is 15 years, but my son only 6 years.
Big difference. 9 years difference.
Train station quite far away from city.
20 kilometers?
About from here to your hotel around 14.
14,
yes.
Okay. Not bad.
Yes.
Now they're building a lot of hotels on the Nom Kha,
Yes.
no? Yeah.
Yes. That is the owner is Chinese.
So we kept on driving, getting a few views out to the Mekong River along the way, and slowly but surely, things started to look a little bit more like a city.
This is also very old village, what they call a Panom village. Before they starting for weaving, take time. It's very nice for the cotton and some silk for do the clothes.
You grow cotton and make silk in Laos.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they bring that to sell at at the night market every day.
Okay.
Yeah, at the city center every day they have.
As we continued driving, the driver let us know that he knew exactly the resort we were headed to because it's a famous place locally for having taken all different kinds of traditional Lao houses from the countryside and reconstructed them to give guests as authentic an experience as possible.
Bamboo, right?
Yeah, bamboo cover?
Yes.
Okay. In the end, the car ride was nearly as long as the train ride. You just can't drive that fast in Laos.
Okay, we arrive your hotel here on the right side.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes.
I'm happy that you know it as well. That's very cool. On the Mekong. Have a good day. As we entered the resort grounds, we were warmly greeted by the owner. Savadi, Savadi. Hi.
Henry, I'm the owner. What's your name?
David.
It's
Pleasure to
easy.
meet you,
Nice
sir.
to meet you. I'm Henry.
I'm Rasa.
Hi, Rasa. Please sit down, relax.
Henry's been living in Laos for decades and owns a few different properties in Southeast Asia. Since he had some time, he was happy to show us around the resort personally.
And we basically took everything off of it and then began to acquire old buildings. And we would break down the buildings. They're from all different areas of the country. So break them down, put them on flatbed trucks, and move them here. So that went on over a 20-some-year period of time. And we then bring the villagers from that village to rebuild it wherever they want to put the house. So nothing's square, nothing's straight, everything's natural.
Cool.
And my goal is when I'm gone, the staff become the owners of this. And the condition is that it remains 80% green space. So we're trying to match on the other side. That's protected by UNESCO, World Heritage. But this side is not. And so they build up boom, boom, boom. So I'm trying to keep the green space. Breakfast here in the morning.
Yeah.
Starts at 8, goes to 10:30.
Okay.
They feed you a lot. We have very serious typhoons. You heard about the cyclones and typhoons that hit Manila that went through.
Actually, we were in Manila for one of them.
Yeah, that's not fun at all. So,
No.
right. Our gardens are about 6 weeks behind where they normally are. This was first time to ever be flooded out, and was flooded out 4 times this year. So 4 decades, nothing. 4 times in 1 year. But everything is now, it's about 6 weeks behind normal. Anyway, if you'd like to go down, you're very welcome. Everything is organic. There's no chemicals on anything. You can eat everything off the ground. We think we're 95% on recycled woods. So we don't buy wood anymore. We make our own chairs, our tables, our lights, lamps, things like that. And just by repurposing. Don't buy the $22 per person sunset boat.
Okay.
Because all of the sunset boats come here and park in front of my house.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, 20 or 22 last night. So
Wow,
they
okay.
come in- yeah,
It's just been like that for a long time.
everybody, yeah. But it's low season, you get 3 or 4 boats, but we're right at the peak of high season, so a lot of boats. The flow right now is about 2,100 cubic meters per second going through down the Mekong.
So if I go swimming, that's
Well,
it.
It's not so bad. You'll come out
Okay.
where that thing bends.
Yeah.
Between there and the golf course, then it's about 7 miles to walk back.
Okay, I gotcha.
It
Gotcha.
happens about twice a year.
But people usually survive it.
Oh yeah, they survive it. They're fine. They just come back a little bit shell-shocked. But people want to do something, you let them go, right?
Yeah.
I give them the disclaimer, like, it's a very big river. It doesn't look like it's moving, but it's moving. I'm a very good swimmer. I said, good, okay, well, you have a good time. Then I look, okay, it's 3 in the afternoon. This guy will be back by 7 at night. So again, all this wood, some of the houses that we bought, we decided that they were not fully usable or recoverable. So they become tables and chairs and beds and things. Go ahead and pick it up.
No. I mean, I'm very...
What do you mean? No. I mean, you're jacked. I can say, no.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, wow, they're very impressive. He may be sore tonight. Be careful.
Pretty heavy.
Our land keeps going down this way. Again, we're just leaving it alone.
Okay.
This is idle land. We're trying to keep the green space. So this is volcanic rock because in the wet season, it's not slippery.
Can you get this in Laos?
Good question. Central Thailand. Small test. Why do you think we have a stone wall there? Because Buddhist monks cannot see women in bathing suits.
Oh,
And
that
we
makes
have
sense.
a Buddhist temple on the other side. So you didn't see the pool at all coming in, did you?
No, actually, that's true.
Right, you don't see it. Monks are very nice. We know them for donkey's years.
Sure.
And they said, no, you don't have to do it. I said, no, I want to be respectful.
How long ago did you build this pool?
2 years.
Oh, okay, pretty new.
We built it ourselves. So this is our oldest house. And this is about 180 to 190 years old. That's a lot because termites eat things. We have 2 full-time people that chase termites. We try to be very, very respectful of the wood. We have 2 other buildings now that are broken down. We're deciding whether if we want to put them up or we want to use them for something else. This is pretty much done as far as I'm concerned. I don't want it to get any busier. There are 20, we're always full. We have 25 rooms. It's very rare that you see all these people. It's big enough space and it's quiet, peaceful.
So this really does seem like a fantastic place to be staying that's just full of history. I mean, I really like how it looks and feels. But perhaps the most impressive thing this hotel has to offer is its huge sunset spot. One of the biggest cleared areas available along the Mekong in Luang Prabang. These days, over 20 boats park here every night for the sunset. A few years ago, it was often 3 or 4. That's just one of the many ways that the high-speed rail line is changing things around here. On the Mekong Resort is a few kilometers away from the central old town part of Luang Prabang. Since they offer free tuk-tuk rides into town, we thought we'd go check out the night market and find something for dinner.
You go in town?
Into the town, yeah. Where are you going?
We go just 1 kilometer.
Do you know a good restaurant?
No.
Okay. Ça va?
Ça va, ouais.
Bye. Vous habitez où?
New Caledonia.
New Caledonia. Okay.
New Caledonia, you know it?
Et près de l'Australie.
Oui. Je sais où c'est, mais
Ok.
j'ai ni été là.
Vous n'avez jamais été là-bas?
Ça. Ouais. Mais c'est pas partie de la France. C'est pas comme la Réunion.
Non.
Ah, ok.
La Réunion, c'est un département.
Ah.
Et la Calédonie est plus indépendante, plus autonome
Ah,
que
je
la
comprends.
Réunion.
Ok.
C'est un territoire.
Comment est la vie là?
Super.
Super.
C'est un paradis, mais l'année dernière, c'est vrai que
Ils se sont un peu révoltés.
50% de la population veulent rester française et 50%
Indépendance.
l'indépendance. Can we stop here?
Stop.
Okay, enchanté.
Enchanté.
The cool thing about that hotel is they've got a free shuttle into town. It's actually a tuk-tuk. This is a tuk-tuk in Laos. Keeps confusing me because for me a tuk-tuk would usually be much smaller. Like that thing. Doesn't matter. Anyway, right now we're headed into town to eat something because there's not that many dinner options back over there. It's actually a pretty long ride. It's like, I don't know how many kilometers, maybe 5. These things just can't go all that fast. That looks cool. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
See you. And here we are. This is my very first time seeing Luang Prabang's old town. This looks as though it is the night market. So much going on. Having just come from the little town of Vang Vieng, this place feels like the big New York City of Laos or something. It really is like the New York of Laos. So busy. I'm walking, just for blocks and blocks now, it seems like. This night market is significantly large. But what's really most notable about this market for me is how it exemplifies just how quiet the people from Laos actually are. You basically only hear foreign languages spoken here because the locals are so quiet and they don't really do any kind of hard selling or even soft selling. It's just like, if you want something, go and get it. And well, we were going to eat the very best pizza in town, but then we looked at the prices over there and we realized you should eat Lao food when in Laos. So we went down a dark alley
and found the light of food.
and the light of decent budget-friendly prices for food. For 40,000 kip here you can get a whole assortment of different rice dishes, noodle dishes, and For not much more, you can add a nice fruit shake, juice, or even a coffee to that. My very first time trying what I like to call avocado juice over here in Laos. Well, in Arabic-speaking countries, they call it that. Damn, yo. This is giving Saudi Arabia a run for its money. We're going to enjoy the luxury of having cheap dragon fruits that are accessible. It's good. Thank you. And they're mad fast over here. I got some steak and eggs, Laos style. I had my chopsticks ready, but they brought me a fork and spoon. And Rosa's got pork and an egg, also Laos style. But okay, it's a nice thinly sliced steak. This sounds so much better than pizza now that I'm really looking at the food here. And you can see there's just a mix of local people, tourist people. Everybody comes here. And I can really taste why right now. A little bit spicy. And I just thought I'd give their fried rice a try too. It's steaming hot. It's kind of just amazing the amount of things they do with rice throughout Asia, really. But fried rice is something you can find basically in every country in Asia, and it's lovely. And pizza started around 200,000 kip, something like $10. We got all of this food, so 3 different rice dishes and 2 insanely good fruit juices for 180,000 kip. But waking up on the Mekong the next morning, the reality of the $6 billion mega project felt a world away. It's so pretty, with the sunlight coming through here in the morning. Good morning. How are you? Good.
So, are you ready for breakfast? Yes.
We are, yes.
So, today we have a French toast.
Okay.
Yeah, would you like to try French toast?
Okay, we love it.
So, 2?
Yes. Sure, yeah.
So, we have a croissant yogurt.
Sure, yeah.
So, 2 croissants, 2 yogurt, and 2 French toast.
Yeah, okay.
Would you like to drink coffee? We have a coffee machine and cappuccino, latte, or black coffee.
What's your best coffee?
Cappuccino.
Okay, cappuccino.
Down there.
In addition to the made-to-order stuff, they also have a small buffet with a lot of fresh fruits. The whole breakfast experience is accompanied by the view out to the Mekong River and its beautiful surroundings. Wow. It was a very comfy, cozy place to sleep. About 5 a.m., you got the Buddhist monks next door doing a little bit of light drumming before I think they go back to sleep. I think it's just a little thing. And then the chickens start up about, I don't know, maybe 6:30 a.m. So a pretty cool, what else to call besides authentic feeling place where you get to stay in an old Laotian house like this and basically experience the countryside while being in the city. Before we checked out and headed to our next stop in Luang Prabang, the owner Henry took us on a little trip around the neighborhood. Things are very calm in and around the resort, but they've got all kinds of typical Lao businesses. Many different motorbike mechanics, the local barber, and the rice store is pretty interesting if you've never seen one. As a non-local, it's hard to tell the difference between a lot of the different types of rice they sell. Locals definitely know though. Rice is the staple food here. Even just asking how someone's doing roughly translates to "Have you eaten your rice today?" Plus the monks at the temple right across from the resort are more than happy to have visitors. Laos is a country of many Buddhist temples, but they all have their own unique feel to them.
So this is the typical, normal, if you're in a country town, this is a nice, typical country monastery.
Over the next 4 days, Rasa and I will be staying in a more central part of Luang Prabang, getting to know the ins and outs of the city. But when talking about Luang Prabang, everything really starts in one place. Because for centuries, this was the royal capital of Laos, and that history is still right here in the middle of the city. This is the Royal Palace, and right next to it, a place with an even longer story. But why is this place even called Luang Prabang, you might ask? Well, this is Ha Prabang, also known as the Royal Temple, and it houses the Prabang statue of Buddha. It was gifted here from the neighboring Khmer kingdom more than 500 years ago, and it clearly made an impression because the entire town was renamed after it. Before being called Luang Prabang, this place was known as Jiang Tong, or the City of Gold. The name Luang Prabang actually comes from the statue itself, literally translating to Royal Image of the Buddha. And while this is just one of many important temples around the city, the one that every local has warned me not to miss is right next door. As I've been told, you haven't even been to Luang Prabang without a walk up Pusi Hill or Pusi Mountain. I don't think it really technically is a mountain, but it's pretty high. You also get a nice view of the Ha Prabang. Madam, we would like 2 tickets, please. All right, come try. Hi, how are you? QR code? Awesome, come try. A little bit over $1 to enter. Thanks. Kapchai. Let's hike on up. It's a pretty cool environment to hike up in. It's one of the premier sites, so you're always gonna have a lot of tourists here, I think. Wow, this tree was a gift from the government of India to the government of Laos in 1957. It's called the Bodhi tree, and it said on the plaque back there that they gifted this to Laos to celebrate Buddhism. So my wife Rossa and I kept up our climb, and soon enough we came to another interesting plaque. As the Lao folkloric tale goes, Mount Pusi is said to have been moved all the way from Sri Lanka to Laos by the Hindu deity of Hanuman, also known as the Monkey King. But here we are. There's really not that much space at the top, so the inside of the temple is relatively small. During my visit, there were a few people inside worshipping. Outside, there are also a few more Buddhism-related things, like this huge bell. I see people leaving dried balls of rice in a lot of different Buddhist-affiliated places around town. I'm not gonna lie though, more than anything, it was the promise of sweeping views like these that made me want to come up here at least once while in Luang Prabang. This is a holy place actually, and unfortunately, you get tour groups like this and they're not really respecting the place, unfortunately. Excuse me. As you can see over here, a view out to the Mekong, and on the other side you can see the Nam Khan River. And right now I'm just circulating around this beautiful temple. And to get a different set of views, you can take the official down route instead of going back down the up route, which a lot of people seem to be doing. And also along the way, you get views out over the Old Town Peninsula, over 1,000 years of history that you get to overlook. Pretty cool place. Oh yeah, it's definitely worth walking down the other way. It looked like I'd made my visit just in time, because just imagine all those people in that very small area at the top. Anyhow, there's actually a few different temples located along the walk. This little tiny one caught my eye. The imprint of Buddha's foot. Well, I've been doing it a little weird over here in Luang Prabang. Right here, I'm in the center of the city. At least the hotel that I've moved over to is called the Luang Prabang Center Hotel. And it's really in a popular to visit part of town that's definitely got a bustle to it. And just look at all of those electricity wires. Bangkok vibes. That's just Laos for you. And I found some real North Face jackets. Very, very real. They have this brand, they got Adidas. This one's got its price in Chinese, but then down here in Kip. Sabari, is this price Kip?
418.
Where do you get it from? China? You get it from China?
Yeah.
So yeah, you could get a North Face or Adidas jacket for a little over $20. But right now we've got our sights set on the Central Market, which is a little bit of a walk away from the old town, down this way. But we've almost made it to the market. So here you start to see quite a few businesses. Up that way is actually the back of the market. The market covers a whole large city block. So instead of going through the front, the tame part, we're gonna try entering through the back and working our way through the market like that. For a minute we thought we might have made a wrong turn, so I stopped to try to ask for directions. Sorry, market? That way? Market? And a ton of river fish right there in those buckets. I take that as a sign that we're about to finally enter the market. This seems to have really been the roundabout way to get here. This is where all the trash from the market goes. And I think we're entering not so much through the back, but actually through the side in the end. So much rice right here. Let's see what we find in here. Looks kind of like a snacks section. And along with the snacks, junk food type stuff, there's a lot of toys. It's kind of like the child-friendly section, I guess. Okay, it looks like this is some kind of incense here you burn. Okay, now we're into the edible stuff. Okay. It's a massive maze of vegetables, chicken feet, and all kinds of other things. donuts, ginger, the spicy peppers, banana leaf, tons of different green stuff. And over on this side, you've got a section where you can eat a quick meal. Sausages, all different kinds of stuff. Sausage? You make sausage?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Is that for the sausage right there?
Pork.
Ah, pork.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, nice. For sausages?
Yeah, spicy.
Spicy sausage?
Yeah.
Same, different?
Yeah, same.
Same. Ah, okay. Cool. Kop chai. I guess that guy's kind of the sausage man, just based on the amount of meat he had for making sausages. I've really been wondering what's in a Laos 7-Eleven. Looks like a lot of kids just got off school. I just want to have a look. Sabadi. And I was interested in seeing this part more than anything. Looks like they got, oh yeah, some different drinks, including this taro milk tea. And the prices actually seem quite fair. It's kind of nice for a 7-Eleven. Okay, gonna keep going this way, and I want some coffee. And this street here, I've been told is really known for having many scooter shops.
So having checked out the local market area with food and coffee in mind, we headed back towards the old town.
There's a little city park here along the way. Over on the edge of it, you get some nice views out over the jungle to the Mekong River. Also, you can see and hear a jet flying off in the distance. Looks like an ATR, a little jet. Luang Prabang airport is really not all that busy. It's like 8 to 10 flights, at least commercial flights a day. But it is very conveniently located, like a 10 to 15 minute drive from the middle of the city.
Having a connected airport like that means the impact of the new Chinese train is a little different than in a place like Vang Vieng where there isn't one. Since we'd already seen some of the sites in the middle of the old town, we thought we'd see what the part of the old town right on the Mekong River is like.
And here we are making it down to the river. Basically seems like just when you get past that street, everything becomes slightly more calm. It's not quite calm yet. They still allow cars and motorbikes to drive on this street at all times, but the street I just passed is actually where the night market is set up every night. I think it starts around 8 p.m. On the way temple, and here you can already see the river. I've passed by here a few times in a car and stuff, but haven't actually walked along the river during the day. Let's see what it's like. Looks like this is where most of the boats depart from for whatever journey. I guess the biggest one is like the sunset cruises. And a few businesses operating. You can get a coconut, and you can see there's not much space. It's like a 1 or 2 story drop, maybe better said 3-story. You see there's a little river flowing into the Mekong down there, so this isn't where you'll find your seaside riverside beaches or anything like that. Fair amount more businesses on the way. Also complete street food style meals. And you've got guest houses right along the riverfront, a lot of which do not charge all that much money. You've got cheap options. When I just looked up some prices for non-peak dates, you could stay somewhere for like $20 or $30 a night in a decent place in one of these guest houses. I guess some of them are better than others, but we're actually visiting here right during the very peak period in January, so it was a little less availability over here. Hi. No. Just taking a walk, sir. Thank you. River chicken right there. What else to say about this place? It's a little bit underwhelming in terms of not actually being able to see the Mekong, at least in this part of the river walk. But let's see, we'll cross the street here and maybe it gets a little bit more beautiful to the eye, or not. This is the ferry that goes across the Mekong right here. It's actually just departing right now. It just happens to be departing right now, and you can even get your car in there. All right, you see another one coming over here. Sorry, do you know how much the ferry costs? 10,000. One of the guys sitting there told me it costs 10,000 kip, so a little bit less than 50 US cents. It's probably like a 1 to 2 minute ride, I guess. There are really a ton of different businesses around here, but again, you can't really get that river view, I guess, unless you sit at one of the businesses or there's a few little parks. Food. This is all just making me very hungry. Perhaps my impatience with the lack of full view is actually just the fact that I want to eat something right now, and I know where I'm going. Just up this way, there's a cafe. We know because to prepare for this trip, we looked on YouTube and there weren't really very many good videos about Laos, but luckily Mark Wiens had a few. And this is the cafe that he recommends, so let's see if it's actually... Yes, thank you, Mark Wiens. Let's see if it's actually any good, or if the very
enjoyed look that he gives each time he drinks coffee or eats there is maybe not something I agree with. And the place is right here. It's called Saffron Cafe. Let's give it a good testing out. And it looks like they've got a lot of different stuff to eat, all day breakfast. But the biggest thing they're known for is this local Lao coffee. And your very best coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the local in here.
Yes, please. One with milk and one without milk. And you can see in here they've got a whole coffee roasting and brewing operation going. And how it works is you just get a number. And if you want the riverside view, which I want, you just head over here and they'll take it to you. Oh yeah, and in total for 2 people, 285,000 kip, 13 US dollars, 12 euros. Okay, now we get a little bit of a view out to the Mekong. So these are the 2 recommended coffees over here. Hot coffee, although in Laos, when it's hotter, cold coffee is very popular. It's kind of cold here right now though. Anyway, this is the black coffee, or actually an Americano. And it really does taste like an artisanal coffee, full-bodied, and there's definitely a fruitiness, pretty unique. So now that I've properly stolen some of my wife's coffee, this is a latte, I think a large latte. Boy, that's really good. But right, a thing on some of those boats is that people actually give an in-person concert. You can hear someone singing. I don't know which boat it is. Yeah, okay, this boat rolling over here. Those are the big party boats, by the way, and this is a small local longboat. Anyway, my chicken wrap is here. A Lao peanut chicken wrap. That looks tasty. 70,000 kip. Yeah, this is really good. What can I say? Mark Wiens was right. Nice find, Mark.
After spending some time watching the boats go by, we continued our walk along the river.
So, some construction happening and you've got the river bend. And there's a nice place to walk along it. I think it's very cool that you see the brown Mekong and then the Nam Kha River here is much more blue, and they're just meeting each other.
This is the confluence of these 2 rivers. During the dry season when I'm visiting, there's normally a seasonal bamboo bridge that locals build each year. When the rains start, usually around May, it washes away. The people that build it charge a small fee to cross, and it's normally just down the way from here, but for some reason this year there's no bridge. I'm really not sure if it washed away earlier or hadn't been built yet, but
now there's a bamboo boat service which costs 20,000 kip. Sorry, is that 20,000 kip round both ways? One way. Go, come back? 30. Ah, okay. So it's 30,000 for a round trip ride or 20,000 one way. Now I'm back up above the riverbanks on the edge of the old town, towards the very end of it actually. And just walking around, you can see how much history is in this place. Just for example, we randomly walked by these 3 restored and UNESCO protected buildings.
In this part of the old town, there are a lot of these buildings from the French colonial period.
These are some really pretty buildings though. But this building houses Anaka Handicraft, which has some pretty cool projects to help out local farmers and children in getting the healthcare they need. They have a small area here explaining everything about the hospital, and the sad fact is this is the only free hospital in all of Laos. The rest is basically what you'd call private healthcare, but the kind that the patient has to pay for. The difference is here, they're 100% funded by donations. So a little bit more of a meaningful stop than I thought I'd find actually, just happened across this place. But also then some of the tourist spots that are in these same historic buildings. And this isn't your traditional Sunset Street, of course not, but there's something about the way the rays just cut through the flowers and the flags, reflecting every which way. That's really beautiful on this main street over in the old town of Luang Prabang. And organized with the sunset, here you can see the night market is just starting to get set up. It's not really open yet. People are putting up their stalls, and there's not enough people walking through yet to stop the motorbikes from using this as a street still. Oh look, a temple and a cute leopard dog and a temple. Ah, a little bit higher and a better view of the temple. In case you forgot, that's the Luang Prabang housing the statue that this city's named after. It looks a little different this time of day though. It's a cool place to observe all the locals setting up the market though. But this is a pretty nice place to take in a unique sunset vibe too. As the sun set, we started to get hungry, and right next to the night market there is a huge street food area. We had a certain local specialty in mind though, but first we'd need to get some cash to pay for it. One thing that I've found has been very essential is having cash here in Laos. Luckily there's ATMs just about everywhere in places like Luang Prabang at least. I find that 500,000 usually goes at least a day or two. That's about 25 US dollars. Not sure why, but this machine only had 50,000 today. Anyway, got my cash. This is $500,000. I'm half a millionaire. A little bit more than $25. And how about another local place that's got a cool project going on? Well, Family Baker, as you see here, was created by NK Seeds and Punkeo, a woman who became a key partner in the project NK Seeds. It's a non-profit organization improving access to education, water, and healthcare. So something a little bit more unique than your average single fruit smoothie, a mango cinnamon smoothie, which is quite the exquisite combination. And you know, I've come to a place that bakes stuff at night, so it's not 100% super fresh, but coconut cake is also pretty tasty. It's a little bit like banana bread, but with coconut instead of banana. Sweet, the good kind of oily, and full-bodied, like a bread. Thank you. The real thing that brought me here though is that they do a nice rendition of the local specialty, so I've been told. This is khao soy. It's a coconut-based, I think, spicy soup with noodles and tomatoes. Khao soy is also popular in northern Thailand across the border, but in Luang Prabang they do it with thick rice noodles instead of egg noodles. Let's give it a try. It's nice. The noodles are kind of al dente. I almost missed there's a lime sitting here. But in that first taste, the broth is just mildly spicy. Maybe she saw we're probably not from Laos. She gave it to us just a little less spicy than normal, because I have heard this soup can be very spicy. But now with some lime in it, lime and coconut are always best friends, right? Yeah, that's rich. I think there's a little bit of water along with the coconut. All of these herbal greens really round out the flavor. A nice soup, a little bit of chicken too. It's the perfect sharing soup. But you gotta take turns. This is very similar to foods I've eaten in Thailand. Very good. And that little food experience, 141,000 kip. About $7. Now I think people often think of visiting a temple as a daytime activity, but some temple complexes are lit up to visit at night too. This is called Tat Patum, and it's what's known as a stupa, basically a kind of sacred shrine in Buddhism. Its nickname is Tat Makmo, or the Watermelon Stupa. And this just happens to be the temple right next door to the hotel that we're staying at. It's just over there. And it's clear skies for days over here in the winter. You've got stars visible. Okay, the lights are kind of messing up my camera, but you can definitely see a few of them. Really cool. And I nearly forgot to point it out, that temple up on the hill is definitely lit up. Here within the complex, there's actually a few different temples. I think the monks have been asleep for quite a while over here. But it's nice that they keep it lit up so you can just come and see it well. Luang Prabang has got some serious beauty going on. I really like this place. And this is a whole little heritage complex actually, so you've got a few other things like this very, very long boat here. This is like the traditional version of those long boats you can see out on the Mekong. Visiting this place at night has a certain feel to it, a good one. There are just so many temples here in Luang Prabang, well over 30 of them. Far more than you could cover in a single video. I mean, you could probably spend weeks visiting them all and still feel like you've only scratched the surface. But even during the 5 days I was here, it was impossible to miss how central they are to the rhythm of this ancient city. But after getting to know Luang Prabang itself, I wanted to head out beyond the city, out into the countryside, to experience more of what northern Laos has to offer. And one thing Rasa and I have been dreaming about for quite a while is seeing elephants here. But first, I've got to get out of the city and over to the countryside where the elephant camp is. Waiting for us in our hotel's lobby was our elephant guide for the day.
My name Noi. Your name? Rasa.
David. Oh my god, this is my first time in a luxury Lao. What is this? VIP transfer shuttle?
VIP for karaoke.
So as we made our way out of the city, Noi explained a little bit of the basics about the elephant camp. It turns out there's a lot to know before visiting elephants, but one thing seemed to be the most important.
Elephants are no food, no friends. Like a human. No money, no honey.
No money, no honey.
That's why I'm still single.
Elephants eat a lot of food every day. We'll find out just how much once we make it to them, but it was already clear that food would be a big part of the experience. But those 22 kilometers start to look like this really soon. Dirt roads and rural life. Pretty much what you'll find in Laos outside of the main cities. But we made it down the dirt road and we are now at a place called Mandalao. But before anything, you have to sign a waiver. Just if an elephant accidentally steps on you, they're not liable. You know, the basics.
Mandalao is the first camp no riding, the conservation in Luang Prabang. We opened 2016. So today we're going to see 2 big elephants. We have 12, but we got to see 2. You know, logging camp, pulling the tree. Some from this camp, and the most from this camp, riding camp. See the back?
And you just buy them from the camp essentially,
That's right.
Yeah.
So Mandalao Elephant Conservation buy them. Where's the money from? From a donation, like we have website, people can donation, and we got some money from WAP, you know, the World Animal Protection. They're not cheap.
Can I ask how much one costs?
Around like $10,000 up to $30,000. Up to 30 for the older one. If the younger under than 40 years, more expensive. So all the money from donation and some from tourists coming, booking the tour, half of the money is saved for that place to rescue more elephants.
So Noi talked a little bit more about the elephants, and pretty soon it was time to make a snack to feed to them.
Banana sandwich.
Ingredient number 1, sticky rice.
Number 2, tamarind. Number 3, sea salt. The man from, I don't know where he's from, Sope.
First comes the rice. Well, I at least gave it a try. So they get a ton of them. Right across this river here is where the elephants live. We'll try finding our way across in just a minute, but first we need some special elephant gear.
We have an elephant sock for you. This sock, you know, like, this sock is not second hand, okay? This sock is 100 hands. Smells good. We wash every week. No, every day, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm the one with the foot fungus, so don't worry. These are what elephant boots look like.
My favorite. Oh, they're the same name. Good, my friend. They'll sit with Christian. One seat, one person.
Wow, this is actually my first time ever getting in one of these longboats. You stay up the whole time, and we're off. By the way, it's kind of crazy. We're just about 30 minutes outside of Luang Prabang city, but this is what the surroundings look like here. The rapids seemed really choppy at first, but now that we've gotten out into the middle of the river, it's pretty smooth. It's officially elephant time. What a view out here.
So this is 2 girls, 2 female. This one, her name is Van. Van is 41 years old. We help her, rescue her from riding camp. This one, her name Term. Term, 45 years old. So also from riding camp, but their background, they used to work at the logging camp, pulling the tree before. Just hold like this, point to them. Grab it. If you would like to touching a little bit, the trunk here. And then trekking, no more touching. Okay, who want to feed? Come here.
And well, traveling through Southeast Asia until now, I've just basically been avoiding visiting elephants, but finally, I'm gonna feed one here. Whoa, oh, it's the most beautiful thing. She's very, very hungry.
Yeah, always hungry.
Oh yeah. What makes this different isn't what we do, it's what we don't do. No riding, no bathing selfies, no chains, and perhaps most importantly, the elephants will be the ones deciding how far we walk and when we stop. Really, they're hungry, so they don't mind you petting them a little bit then. Oh. How many kilos can she eat again?
300 kilograms per day.
Oh yeah. There you go, there you go. Okay. So we took turns feeding the elephants, which is really a great way to see them up close. These are some gentle giants. And before we see what it's like to take an elephant on a walk, or perhaps it'll be the elephants taking us on a walk,
let's see how they like these banana sandwiches. You like? Oh yeah, you like it.
Between the surroundings and the elephants, there's a kind of magical feel to this place. But to better help us understand what Vaughn and Term had endured, Noi showed us some of the irreversible damage that had been done to them.
See the roaring skin on the leg?
Actually, no. Let me get up. Okay.
From the chain.
That's from the chains.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Hey buddy.
No food, no friend now.
Oh. Wow. It's the first time I've ever picked up a banana tree trunk, or at least a piece of it. I couldn't imagine eating all this. You got it? You got it? Oh yeah.
These elephants can eat up to 6% of their body weight in one day. So once they'd knocked out all the tiny snacks we'd brought, it was time to go out for a walk with them. Here's where things almost went very wrong. I mean, end your trip in a Lao hospital wrong.
David, elephant kiss you, David.
Kick me? Oh. Sorry. I signed the waiver, don't worry.
almost because the helicopter. You see, David, very close there, but elephant, so if they see,
they saw me.
Step
Okay.
you. But if behind,
Yeah.
they don't see the step. Even the back kick like horses.
So yeah, filming with elephants around is no joke, but I definitely could have been more aware in that moment. Lesson learned. If you're not around elephants that much, it's pretty easy to relax around them. They're really gentle giants, until they're not. And you can't help but notice, you won't find the massive tour groups from the train station out here. This kind of experience doesn't scale. It requires time, patience, and a pace that the high-speed rail wasn't designed for.
So we'll walk with the elephants, but at a safe distance.
Everyone, we walk in front, my friend. Everyone,
Got a straggler, but one of the elephants is kind of tired. Just gotta get through first though. Because as nice and gentle as these giants are, they're way bigger than me. Seems like they got hungry mid-path though. They don't want to come over here anymore. They want to eat that corn. Huh, still coming.
By the way, these guys accompanying the elephants are called mahouts. You could roughly think of them as elephant shepherds. Each elephant has its own mahout, and each mahout has a trust-based relationship with the elephant.
That you see there is a delicacy called the elephant pie. Some people call it elephant cake. And well, I usually don't feature poo-poo on my channel, but it's kind of interesting that pumpkins are growing up out of the elephant poo just because elephants eat pumpkin seeds. Next level fertilizer, I guess.
And this is the kind of stuff most elephant tours don't really show you. When the elephants just stop or wander off or decide they'd rather eat corn than pose for photos. If this was a performance, they wouldn't get to do that.
So I think the honest truth about an ethically okay elephant tour is it really means you let the elephants do their thing, and in this case, they went way, way up ahead. They just got their own priorities. So I think the guides here have a lot of little tricks for when you gotta stop for a few minutes when the elephants want to go out over there into the forest because there's something specific that they smell and they want to eat or whatever. So more freedom for the elephant means they go wander around, you know, a little bit, but they're coming back to us actually. Apparently every day it's just a little bit of a different experience.
It's pretty impressive to watch. The mahouts don't shout, they don't yank anything, they just give directions in a firm voice and the elephant listens. That kind of bond doesn't form overnight. That's years of working together. In some cases, a mahout and an elephant might spend most of their lives side by side.
Lacon!
So, saying our final goodbyes to Van and Term and the mahouts, we made our way back to the river.
Alrighty. As we make our way back across the river, you can see it starts to just get really choppy randomly. Over there's the main part of the river. Here's this little offshoot. But here we are, we've made it.
While the train brings in a wave of concrete and new development, locals are fighting a quiet war to preserve the actual soul of Laos. The Chinese railway is rushing Laos into the future, but out here in the deep jungle, the locals are trying to heal the sins of the past. So, is China taking over Laos? After riding this train from the border all the way down into the jungle and then back up into the mountains, the answer is a lot more complicated than a simple yes or no. There's no denying the facts. This railway is considered a joint venture between China and Laos. But to afford their share of the $6 billion price tag, Laos had to take on a massive amount of debt from Chinese banks. It's an immense financial strain on a developing country for a project that undeniably serves China's own economic interests, expanding their trade routes and making it easier than ever to cross the border. And that physical impact is impossible to ignore. You see it in the foreign signage of Vang Vieng, and you hear it in the sudden rush of huge tour groups into quiet, ancient cities. But to say Laos is just being colonized or taken over ignores the resilience of the people actually living here, and the real utility of what was built. This railway brought a massive culture clash, but it also brought opportunity. It gives the Lao people a level of domestic connectivity they've never had before. And the influx of money from the so-called New Iron Silk Road is exactly what locals are using to build their own future. For some, it means the money to provide for their family. But for others, the impact seems to be a bit less clear. The train might be dragging Laos into a high-speed modern era, but as they've always done, the people here are making sure the soul of their country continues to move at its own beautiful, unhurried pace.